Hey YouTube, it's Glenn Nocera, president of the Brooklyn Tea Party, and I just wanted to share something with you from a couple days back and also last week. It seems like Facebook is targeting Trump supporters, and what I mean by that is that I received a message from the Brooklyn Tea Party Facebook page and also the Trump 2020 page I run. And it stated that an administrator, which is me, approved something that's not part of community standards for Facebook. And when I looked to inquire what particular post that might have been, they would not show me. And I found that a little bit suspect. And then they would show you the guy's name that you approved. So I looked and I realized one of the posts that I approved was something to do about global warming. And it had nothing to do with any derogatory terms towards anyone or any race or anything along those lines that are over the line that would make sense to be against community standards. And this had nothing to do with it. It was just a conservative opinion. So since you have a conservative opinion on Facebook, you're not worthy enough to have your voice heard, it seems like. Then I fast forward. So they also stated that there is a strike against your 2 pages. If it happens again, that they would most likely take down those pages. Also, there's also was a strike against fake news on one of them, and they claimed that their fact checkers checked and stated that this was fake news. Now, I don't even know what the article was, to be honest with you, but the point is, who are the fact checkers? A bunch of liberals? Of course they were. So now we fast forward until Wednesday of this week, and I'm at a party. I'm go on my phone and I go to Facebook, and I wanted to approve a particular post. Now, the post was about Donald Trump signing a bill about colleges about anti-Semitism, an anti-Semitism law. So it's a picture of him at the White House signing the bill, and all of a sudden a alert pops up stating that they don't recognize me, that I've been hacked. And all of a sudden I was thrown off of Facebook for until from 8 o'clock that night until 9 o'clock or about 8 o'clock or so the following day. So I said, fine. And they asked for me to upload a photograph of myself, which I did. So then I'm like, oh, good, it's resolved. Now I come to see another article about Donald Trump, and I see it on someone else's page. They already had it, and I wanted to share it on my own page and on my own, and other pages. And it was Donald Trump with 50 pastors at the White House praying for him because of the impeachment. Now, I said, wait a second. Okay, this is a Fox News article. I said, okay, so this should be okay. All of a sudden, an alert pops up and stated that this is against community standards and that there's content here that Facebook community finds offensive. And they wouldn't let me share it. So I said, let me try again. Maybe I'm seeing this wrong. This is a Fox News article. How could this be offensive? And all of a sudden, they banned me for a week. All of a sudden, it says that you've been banned for a week for sharing any news articles, and you can't post anything on your page or anything. So that means if I wanted to upload a photograph or some other stuff, I can't do it. And if I have a meeting coming up for the Brooklyn Tea Party, that means I can't fast forward again a meeting notice to remind everyone we're having a meeting. Facebook is against conservative opinion. Facebook is against the President of the United States. If a regular news article, like a Fox News article about pastors praying for the president, is all of a sudden offensive to the community of Facebook, then we have a problem here in America, because now Facebook is just like the old Soviet Union, aren't they? Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, if you're hearing my words, you better fix this particular problem and have Americans' voices heard again. Conservative voices should be heard, just like liberal voices should be heard, because we're in America, and everyone's opinion should be heard as long as it's not preaching hate, as long as it's not preaching violence against anyone. And if it doesn't do that, then everyone should have their opinion heard, even if you don't like it or not. And that's what makes great discourse in America, where we can have a freedom of speech. That's why our soldiers fought for our freedoms. That's why people died to make sure we have these freedoms, that we could all be having our opinions heard. This is not the Soviet Union. This is not Cuba. People, wake up. Facebook needs reform now. Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening to my words, Glenn Nocera should not be banned because he forwarded an article, a news source article from a reputable news source like Fox News. This should not be all of a sudden where I can't have my voice heard. This is disgusting, and this is a target against people who support Donald Trump. And this needs to end, and especially in this election year. You're talking about Russian collusion. How about Facebook? How about Facebook collusion? I think Facebook seems to be working for the Democrats. Isn't that a collusion? I think so. So let's have a real hearing about reforming Facebook and social media. Social media should not mean socialist media. Thank you very much, everyone, for hearing my words. Hopefully this won't be taken down. God bless and good night.